What is up, my crazy simps? Since the last episode, I have been doing a lot of decorating and exploring and getting a bunch of stuff to prepare for this episode right here, where we are going to be doing a lot of stuff. Now, I said I've been doing a lot of exploring. I have gotten a ton of items, a ton of junk, really, that I do not need. I mean, look at all of this. My point being, I have a lot of stuff. And I'm running out of room. I can't just keep putting chests down. So what I want to do is I want to make a storage system. And I can do that with, where is it? I forgot to include it in here. These storage lecterns from Ars Nouveau. It's going to take a lot to get there, so let's run through it real fast. And to address a few things from my last episode, you can see I've got our trees that I wanted to get. Very nice, all of the Ars Nouveau trees. And these are the ancient trees that I make. These do not drop saplings, so just to be aware of that. So what these trees do in Nature's Aura is you have aura infused into your environment. You can't see it, it's just there. You see these? Where they go? That thing. You see that? That's aura. What these trees do is whenever the aura starts running low, these trees replenish it. They build it back up by sacrificing themselves. You can notice that the leaves will start to wilt away, and eventually it'll become like a dead tree when you start using the aura in the environment. We haven't done that yet, so we haven't had to do that, but something to note. But enough recap, let's get into today's video. So the first thing that I want to go over is what I forgot to go over in my first episode, and that is alloying. Now, I already had this quest picked because I already did it, but let's talk about it. So alloying is getting electrum and bronze ingots. It's very easy to do that. We just got to get ourselves some copper, tin, some gold, and some silver. I have silver. There it is. So in order to get these electrum and bronze ingots, we have to go into here and we got to make it a dust first. And how we get that is we just mix it together with their components and redstone. Ooh, I need to get redstone. We get gold dust and silver dust to make electrum and copper and tin to get bronze. Let's go do that real fast. So in order to make these alloys, you're going to have to break down their components, the ingredients, into their dust forms. And you just do that by putting them into a pestle and mortar. Very simple, very easy. Put it in there. We put 5 in there. Takes it a minute, but it breaks down into its dust form. And once it's done grinding up all of your ingots, you'll be left with these dusts. And super simple. You just go over to another pestle and mortar, and you just put them in here. So it takes 1 redstone. For a bronze, it takes 3 copper and 1 tin. And that'll get you 4 bronze dust. And for the electrum, super simple. 1 redstone, 2 gold, and 2 silver. And there you go. Now I don't have any way to automate this yet, so you're just gonna have to do this part by hand. And super simple, you just put the dust in there. Has to be a blast furnace. Let it smelt up into its ingot. Look at that. And boom, got yourself some ingots. Now that we've got our bronze, let's get a couple bronze. Go into our crafting tree, get a block of bronze, and now we gotta do something else. So you take your resplendent elder sapling, you're gonna grow it on up into a nice little tree, and you just gotta take an axe or whatever, chop it on down, and it's gonna drop yourself some resplendent elderberries. And these resplendent elderberries are very useful because they will turn this block of bronze, you shift right click it, into an imbuement chamber. Look at that. Gonna start collecting source, and now we have a way to get source gems. So we go get our amethyst. We're going to be doing blocks of amethyst. It takes longer, but it makes more. Give yourself a block of source gems, which is super cool and very nice. Put it on in there. And yeah, it's just going to start making source gems. Now we can get ourselves this quest. Boop and boop. And it's going to give us these arcane platforms. These will allow us to put around it. And we can put stuff in here to augment the crafting recipe or making essences and stuff. But we'll get into that in a later part of the video. That brings us to our next part. And the reason why I have these cauldrons and these Naga scales. So we made the Imbuement Chamber. The next thing we're going to need to make is a Mixing Cauldron from Hexerai, which is super fun and super easy to use. And I love it. You're just going to use a Naga scale on a cauldron and give yourself a Mixing Cauldron. And I don't think it uses the scale in the process. So I'm going to place one on top of this magma block because we're going to need it on there later. And I'm going to put one over here for other use. And you're just going to shift right click and shift right click. Look at that. Look at that. Now that we have the Mixing Cauldron, we have access to the fiery ingots and we have access to ironwood, which is what I'm excited for. So let's grab our resources. Let's just get 14 iron. That sounds good. And we're also going to need some dried yellow dock flowers. That's what that is, which is right here, yellow dock flowers. Now you might notice that these yellow dock flowers are not dried. We've got to dry them out first. What we're going to do is we're going to take these drying racks, mahogany drying racks, And we're just gonna bloop, bloop, and bloop. Put them right there. And they're just gonna hang here and dry out. It takes a little bit of time, but that's all you gotta do. So we're just gonna wait for that to happen. And while we wait for this to happen, we are going to make our final ingredient, the manipulation essence, which we can make with the Imbuement Chamber. All we need is a copper ingot, a redstone lamp, and a clock, which is, very simple to make. And for this one, we're just gonna put down the copper ingot, the clock, and the redstone lamp, and supply it with a block of source. This is gonna take a little bit longer than these to make, which kind of sucks. So we're just gonna have to wait on that. Actually, guys, I do know one thing we can do, and that is make these Mage Bloom seeds. We're going to need them later on, and they don't grow very fast, so it's nice to get that started now. Now, not very hard to make, but the only difficult thing is these potions of ancient knowledge, which I don't really know how to get. Because, there's a lot of stuff you got to do to get Netherwort, and I don't know. Now, it is a potion. You can make it. We just need a brewing stand, and we need some Netherwort. How do you get Netherwort? You put a crimson fungus into a transmutation catalyst, which you get by putting fire essence onto a golden stone brick. How do you get fire essence? You need fiery blood into an imbuement chamber, which I actually know how to get fiery blood. We just got to go kill a Hydra. So let's do that. A boss battle of the day. Boss battle today. Killing a Hydra. Just got to locate one. Hydra spawn in these fiery swamps. There, I got one there, and I've got one there, but these two have both already been defeated, so let's go find another one. Okay, let's go. Let's go fight a Hydra. Luckily, in my exploring, I have gotten a lot of glyphs, so I can fly there very easily. It's still going to take a while, though. Pro tip, guys, if you are flying around with this leap spell from Ars Nouveau, and you are worried about falling and dying, there is a familiar ring that you can get called the Drickwing from Occultism. Very simple. They spawn in these giant trees. Some of these trees have spawners in them, little tree dungeons that you can get loot from. I did a bunch of those, and I have a bunch of familiar rings now, but they only spawn the Drickwings. But they give you slow fall, they give you jump boost, and they give you a nice little multi-jump, which is very nice. I use it for the slow fall mainly, so I can fly around without worry of dying. Alright, let's fight this guy. Goal to beat this guy, hit his fireballs back at him. Oh, and dodge the fire. Which, if you have this Drickwing like I do, it's very easy to dodge. I just gotta... There we go. Hit the fireballs back at his mouth. Dodge the fire. I find it better to stay close to him. He really telegraphs it. Okay, let's just dodge that. If you do too much damage to the heads, they will grow more, which I do not want to do. It is possible to kill them without doing that. This guy just loves his flamethrower, apparently. This Drickwing really makes this game easy. Stop shooting the flamethrower. I really recommend getting a tattered spellbook. You get that from the Lich. Did it in my first episode. If you didn't see that. I'm really focused on that guy. It's good to spread out the damage across all three heads, just so you don't risk destroying one and it growing back two more. I think it grows to a max of like 7. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, spread the damage out. Oh no. I focused too much on that one head. That's not good. Yeah, here comes another one. Ow! 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 Oh no! Another head. Dang! Okay. This should do it. Look at that! Get out of here. We killed the Hydra! And we got his trophy, and look at all this Hydra chop. And we got some fiery blood, which we need, which is super cool. Roar! Had to do a little jump scare. All right, let's make the trek back home. And if you're going to do these trees, a good thing to look out for is this diamond pattern. You see? A nice little 3x3 diamond. Most of the other ones are going to be this like not diamond pattern. It's going to be a square pattern. This 3x3 diamond. A fell spell. Look at that. Got a spawner and a chest in it. And look at that. What I tell you, a Drickwing. It is not a common drop. I happen to find this one. But it is actually pretty rare. And nothing I really need here. So let's leave. There we go. And we're back home with what we need. And look at that. Our manipulation essence is done. We have 16. We only needed 14, but we have 16 now. Let's go hang up our trophy. There we go. Now I just need one more to make it like a Hydra thing. That'd be cool. So we got the fiery blood. We need fiery essence now. We just need some dried yellow dock flowers, which we can make easily. And we have blaze rods. So let's do that. We need fiery essence, a blaze rod, and some dried yellow dock flower. Boop. Put that in there. Let that craft. And while that's crafting, let's figure out how to make the golden brick. I think is what it was. Golden stone brick. Oh, super easy. Stone bricks and brilliant fiber. While that's happening, let's make ourselves this ironwood that I've been talking about. Get that crafting. You can see it swirling around in there, spinning around. You can use up about 1,000 buckets of water, and it's going to get you 4 raw ironwood. And just do that until you run out of stuff. And a nifty little trick, if you don't want to just keep crafting the same thing every time, or just putting it in there manually, with EMI, you have this little crafting window, but also if you click on it, automatically puts stuff in there for you, which is awesome. That makes me so happy. There we go. Got all of our ironwood crafted that we wanted to craft, or that I wanted to craft. Now this ironwood is does not get the same treatment as the other ores, as it doesn't have to go through the entire process. You can just throw it on in here and let it smelt up into ironwood. You're gonna get 56 ironwood ingots. That is awesome. And it looks like our fire essence is done crafting. So we're just gonna get that. Same thing as everything else. Shift right click on this block. Look at that. Turns into a transmutation catalyst. Now remember, this is all to get netherwort so we can make the potion of ancient knowledge for these crafting recipes. Now in order to get netherwort, we're going to have to put a crimson fungus into the transmutation catalyst, which we don't have a crimson fungus. But the way to get crimson fungus is to put a red mushroom into the transmutation catalyst. And so you just find a red mushroom around. If you can't find it, another way to get red mushroom is to put a red mushroom colony onto a chopping block or a cutting board and use a knife on it, which we have, both of those. Very easy to make. So we just got to go find ourselves a red mushroom colony, because I don't think we can find a red mushroom easily. Or maybe we can if we just look at this mushroom biome. Let's just see if this fell spell works on these mushrooms. It does. Oh, look at all those red mushrooms flying away. So we got ourselves a red mushroom. Let's throw it onto the... Is that how it works? Nope. Is it? Okay. How do you use this thing? Wait a minute. I think I got to do something else. Oh, no. More stuff to do. All right, guys. I was wrong about this. We've got to make a structure. Not a hard structure. Not a hard structure. But a structure nonetheless. We're going to have to make an altar or a natural altar. So let's look at how to do that. So I somewhat know how to make this. So let's pick out a spot. Honestly, this seems like a pretty good spot right here. So if you look at the natural altar, looks very simple to make actually. Now, if you want to know how to craft this, is super easy. All you got to do is visualize it and pick out where you want it to go. And you just got to boop, boop. Look at that. So what this does is it harnesses the aura in the area and allows you to make certain items using it. But you have to be careful, because if you use up all the aura in the area, bad things will start to happen. Like your pets will turn on you, and other stuff. I don't exactly know what happens. But let's hope we don't find out. And now we can use this transmutation catalyst. So how you use this is we're just going to put this on top of one of these pillars. So let's put it, I don't know, right there. And this will allow us to transmute other items. So we can put this red mushroom into the altar, I think. I don't know how to do this. Just have to see this guy. There we go. Okay. Finally got it to work. So it's going to start infusing this with aura from the area, and it's going to turn it into a crimson fungus. There we go. And we're just going to put this back in there, and it's going to turn it into netherwort. Woo! Look at that. Netherwort. Now we can start growing this. And you can find soul sand in lich towers. It'll be hanging in some of the tower offshoots. You can just find that in there and plop that down. And now we can make ourselves a brewing stand. No. Thankfully, this recipe hasn't changed. Run on over here. Plop them in here. Give it some nether warts, and gotta get some blaze powder. That out, and we just gotta give it some resplendent elderberries. Super awesome. Very easy to make. I would just need 2 more potions. Look at that. Boop and boop. Let's look up how to make this. We need 4 source gems. We need mandrake root, some belladonna berries, and some industrial hemp seeds, which we have. We have all of that because I am prepared. Mage bloom. Put it in here. And we're going to get ourselves some mage bloom seeds. Look at that. And I'm thinking that we're going to grow this over here in our magic area. And now that that's growing, let's move on to the next thing that we got to do. We're going to have to get into some occultism rituals, particularly this Aching's Amicable Accord. I think that's how you say it. But it's not hard to set up at all. I already have an area set up. The only thing we need to go do is get these jars that you see right here. And if we visualize this, we can... Oh, I didn't make this right at all. 5. I thought it was 6 blocks. So we have everything. We have this gold powder. We have these... Oh, no, we got to get chalk. But chalk's easy to get. We have a Naga trophy. We got to get these firefly jars, which those are very easy to get. We just got to fly. For the firefly jars, I think you can craft them. Yeah, you can craft them with a glass jar and a firefly, but I don't want to do that. I'm just going to go pick some up because they spawn naturally in the world in these biomes. Yeah, these biomes right here. So I'm just going to... We've got a Naga trophy. Let's go get it. We've got gold powder. Now the only thing we have left to do is make the runes and make this golden sacrificial bowl and make the other sacrificial bowls. So in order to make this white chalk, we're going to need 2 calcite. We're going to need 4 dried sage and dried mugwort leaves. While that's drying, let's go make our sacrificial bowls. Not very hard. We're just going to need some source gems and some stone. We're going to sell some source gems or some source stone. We need 1, makes 4. We need to make 2 of these. Let's go ahead and make 3. All right, that gives us 12 sacrificial bowls. Recipe of 3. Now we just got to get some gold nuggets. We got to make 1 a golden sacrificial bowl. Plop that down in the center, and these sacrificial bowls can go anywhere around it. So I'm just going to put them like this. Make it look all nice. Now the only thing left to do is the chalk. All right, now that that's dried, put it on here, make some chalk. I'm doing something wrong. It has to be heated. And we got our chalk. So let's go over here. Whap, 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 and whap. And it's done. Now that this is done, this is going to allow us to make a bookworm charm using the Aching's Amicable Accord, which is very easy to get. Before we do that, we got to make this conjuration essence, which is very simple. You just need some silver, you need a compass for some reason. I need a mage bloom block. That's why we needed the mage bloom. So we can get that, and we need a source gem. Very simple, very easy. Let's go get that silver. Ow. All right, and while we do that, now we can finally make our storage lectern. We have to go over here to this little altar again, or this ritual, I should say. Now, this recipe does require some blank parchment, which is super easy to get if you know what you're doing. You just got to get your cutting board. You plop down a glyph that you already have. You know, it's a glyph you don't need, something you already have. And you just right-click it with a knife. And it's going to give you some parchment paper. Just 1, though. We've got 2, and we need these chests. There we go. Has to be archwood chests, which is very easy to make. You can look it up. And we're going to need a cascading archwood sapling in the center. All right, and once you got everything done, you just got to right-click it, make it grow. Oh. Oh, this is a big recipe. Oh. And you're going to get yourself a storage lectern. Look at that. Where should we put it? Oh, I don't know. Let's put it right here for now. Looks nice under the tree, doesn't it? I like that. Now, we can't use this yet because we got to get some bookworms and we got to get some inventories. And once you make this, it is going to give you some item vaults, which you can't craft, but you can get them. And super nice to have. I don't know where I'm going to put this, though. I'm thinking. I mean, I could always just move it later. But before we think of that, we got some conjuration essence. Yay! Now we can craft this recipe. We're going to need a mindful trance blend, which is just 3 belladonna berries, sage, and belladonna flower into a pestle and mortar. All right, we're going to need 3 gold leaf. And we're going to need 4 blank parchments. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, and this recipe doesn't really matter how you set it up. So I'm just going to, and boop. And then Conjuration Essence in the center. Gonna activate. It's gonna go by pretty fast. Gonna use up all of those items. And you got some bookworms. Alright guys, so we got all of our inventories placed down. We got repositories from quest rewards. And we got some item vaults also from rewards. You can access these. But you cannot access the item vault unless you're using external means, like conveyor belts or this storage system. And all you got to do is you got to right click these bookworms onto it, just like that. And that allows you to access the inventory. And it's so cool. And the way you connect these inventories that you have set up is with a Wand of Dominion, I think that's what it's called. A Dominion Wand, which is not very hard to get. All you need is some Electrum Nuggets, some Source Gems, some wood sticks, and some infused fabric, which is a little difficult to get. Infused fabric is just some Mage Bloom fiber, which we have, and ersatz leather, which is something we don't have. But it's not hard to make. You just got to make some tough fabric. Surround a honeycomb gives you 8 ersatz leather. And the way you make tough fabric is just the industrial hemp fibers that we've been collecting in our farm. There we go, some infused fabrics. Now I just got to get some Electrum Nuggets. And we got a Dominion Wand. So for the repository, you just got to shift right click it and then right click the Lecturn. 1 connected inventories. And then for this item vault, you just got to right click it. No shifting involved. And right click the Lecturn. And now we have a storage system, which we can start putting all of our items into, which I'm going to do off camera. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We did a lot. We covered a lot. I hope this episode doesn't run long, but I think it's going to. But anyways, guys, I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye-bye.